The next book I want to read from a little bit for you is called A Year Not Wanted. The subtitle is When Blessings Come in Crisis. And October 2011 all the way to October 2012, boy, it was quite a year, a memorable year, a year not wanted. Let me just read a little bit from the introduction for you. I have always believed God will be everything we need, no matter what hardships we go through in life. I've watched persecuted Christians go through all manner of trials and difficult, heartbreaking situations. They have been beaten, children taken away from parents, imprisoned, denied medical attention, tortured, killed. Even so, they stood strong in their faith and love of Jesus. I have found great inspiration from knowing and observing such Christians as they face crisis after crisis and yet maintain their joy, strength, peace, and faith that can only come from God Himself. In my traveling and speaking engagements, it gives me great joy to share the stories of such giants in the faith. Often I tell the congregations where I speak that I feel blessed to live in two worlds. One, where I meet Christians suffering for their faith or from life circumstances, and yet remain joyful in their walk with God. And the other, where I visit churches of varying denominations, sharing these stories in hopes of encouraging them in their own walks with our Father. It never really occurred to me that one day I too might be put to the test as never before. Although the path I travel is uncommon for many, it still has some routine. Over 30 years ago, I was sent by God to meet and hopefully encourage our persecuted brothers and sisters in foreign lands, and then return to report my findings to the Western Church. The reports have helped us all to pray with more knowledge and understanding. I've had my share of difficulties and challenges in life, but nothing that interfered with the routine God had me following. Plans unfolded rather smoothly year after year. There was no reason to think plans would not continue rolling along just as they had always done. Of course, I never imagined I would have to deal with an abusive relationship in my life. I never contemplated getting cancer. I never let my thoughts linger on the day my father would die. Humanly speaking, I would never have chosen this path with all its events. A wind of many changes was about to blow into my world. I was about to face a year not wanted. That's my intro. As I said, each chapter is a month's title because something was happening every month that year. But I want to now just go right to the conclusion. And I included 4 things my father said. They're his quotes. I won't give any more description of that. I'll just read something he said. This is the first quote. Every episode that happens to us is just the Lord stirring the cup of life to make heaven a little bit sweeter. He said that the week he died. He said this also. No one has a choice but to accept God's will, but we all have a choice with what attitude we accept it. Oh, then he said this. This was also the week that he died. He said, I've had good times in my life and hard times, but I've never had a bad time because in all the times, Jesus has been there seeing me through. From my dad. And then he said this, the dark things of life take on a new character when we look at them in the light of eternity. Wow. Let me just read you the epilogue. When do blessings come in crisis? When does God give His courage and peace and joy in crisis? When does God speak to us in crisis? When does God bring good out of crisis? When does God create opportunities to seize in crisis? Well, every time there is one. I hope you will be blessed.